Okay, so in here we have a PE teacher puts 10 red marbles and 8 blue marbles in a bag. How many total marbles do we have? Good, we have 18 total marbles. If a student draws a red marble, the student plays basketball. If they draw a blue marble, the student plays long jump. Suppose Josh draws a marble and not liking the outcome, he puts it back and he draws the second time. What's the probability that on each draw his marble is blue? So, out of the first time, there are a total of 18 marbles. If he reaches in and grabs one, he draws a marble that he doesn't like the outcome and he puts it back. And we want to know what's the probability that it's blue. Well, there are 8 out of 18 blue marbles. But he puts it back, so the second time he draws, there's still 18 marbles, and it's still probable that there are 8 blue ones, right? I can reduce this because half of 8 is 4 and half of 18 is 9. So I'm just reducing those numbers to make my probability better. And what we're going to do is we're going to multiply those, and that'll give us our possible outcome, 16 over 81. So what's the probability that he drew a blue marble? It's 16 out of 81. And in your calculator, if you do 16 divided by 81, that's going to give you a 20% chance that he gets a blue marble. Okay, so let's come down here and look at some of the examples. If a king is drawn from a deck of 52 cards, how many kings are in the deck of cards? There are 4 kings. So if he draws 4 out of 52 cards, and then, so that means not only am I going to do this, but I need to do another thing. So we're going to also multiply that. A coin is tossed and lands heads up. Well, what are the possibilities of flipping a coin? What are your options? Heads or tails? There's 2 things, and I want it to be heads. That's one of the 2 things. So right here, then I'm going to multiply straight across. That would give me 4 out of 104. And then if I reduce this so I can hit math frac on my calculator, it will bring it down to 1 in 26. This is an independent event. Okay, number 2. It says a spinner with 4 equal sections. So I have one of those spinners like on Twister, and there's 4 equal sections. And it's numbered 1 through 4. And it's spun and it lands on a 1. What's the possibility that it lands on a 1? Well, there's only one 1, and there's 4 equal sections. And then I have a dice, and I roll the dice. Well, how many sides of a dice are there? There are 6 sides of a dice, and they want and then they roll a 1. How many 1s are on the dice? 1. So what's the probability of that occurring? So 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 6 is 24. So that's 1 out of 24 possibility. And this is also an independent event, meaning that when I do the spinner, it doesn't affect the spinner and the dice. They don't affect each other. They're 2 separate things. They're independent events. On this next one, it says that we have a red marble, and it has 2 blue and 5 red. So that means I have a total of 7 marbles. And I want to know what's the probability of getting a red marble. There are 5 red marbles. And then it says that that marble is not replaced. That means that I pulled one out. So now how many marbles are in the bag? Great, there are 6 marbles. Then the second red marble is drawn. Well, if I've already picked one, how many marbles are in the bag? If I've already picked one of the red marbles out, that means I only have 4 left. So here we're going to multiply straight across. That would be 20 over 42. Now I can reduce this. I can cut them in half. That would be 10 over 21. This is a dependent event, meaning that depending on what I get here, my next draw, because I did not replace it, is affected by the drawing. And the last one, a red marble is drawn in a bag of 2 blue and 5 red. That means there's a total of 7. And I want to draw a red one, so there's 5 out of 7. And now I replace that marble. I put the marble back in. So now how many marbles are in that bag? There are still 7. And what's the likelihood of me getting a red one? Well, there's still all those marbles, so there's still 5. And so here would be 25 over 49. And again, this is independent because I put that marble back in, I still have the same probability of pulling out a marble. Okay, on the back side, a Spanish club is having a Cinco de Mayo, I think it's Cinco de Mayo fiesta. The 10 students randomly draw cards numbered with consecutive integers from 1 to 10. The student who draws odd numbers will bring main dishes. The student who draws even numbers will bring desserts. If Cynthia is bringing a dessert, so that tells me that she has an even number. Okay, what is the probability that she draws the number 10? Well, first off, what's the probability of her getting an even number? Well, it's half, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10 numbers, which it is 1/2. And then what's the probability that it's a 10? Well, how many 10s are there? Well, out of that, there are 5 numbers, and there's only 1 10. There are 5 even numbers, right? So right here, this would be 1 out of 10. And what's the probability? Well, 1 out of 10 is 10%. All right, so blue marbles is selected from a random bag of 3 red and 9 blue. That means I have 12, and I want to pick a blue one, so that's 9 out of 12. And it's not replaced, so now I only have 11 marbles in the bag. What's the probability that the second one would be a blue? Well, remember, we've already taken 1 blue out, so that means that there's only 8 in the bag. So that would give me 72 out of 132. And if I reduce that, it's 8 over 11. Okay, then I have a die is rolled. How many sides are on a dice? 6. If the number rolled is less than 5, how many numbers are less than 5? There's 4, right? What is the probability that the number 2 is rolled? Well, there's only one number 2 out of the 4 numbers. Okay, so less than 5, there's only 4 numbers that are less than 5. And what's the probability that it's a 2? How many 2s are less? There's only 1 of them, so 1/4 is your answer. Okay, a quadrilateral has a perimeter of 16, and all side lengths are even integers. 2, 4, 6, 8. What is the probability that the quadrilateral is a square? Well, 4 times 4, it's 1/4. A spinner with 8 even sections, numbered 1 through 8, is spun, right? Find the probability that the number spun is 6, given that it is an even number. Well, that even number, okay, how many numbers are there? There's 8. And if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if it's an even number, and I want it to be a 6, that's 1/4.